it's time to talk about our new intervals. We have a seventh and an octave. So actually an octave has another name. It's called an eighth. So you have seventh and the eighth, or seventh and the octave. And I will remind you again that an interval is the distance between two sounds. The distance can be short distance or it can be long distance. All these intervals have different names, and we name them according to the English alphabet. So if we have two letter names in alphabetical order involved, this interval will be called a second. If you have the interval involving three letter names A, B, and C, the distance between A and C is a third. A, B, C, D, the distance between A and D is a fourth. A, B, C, D, E, the distance between A and E is a fifth. If you have A, B, C, D, E, F, the distance is going to be called a sixth between A and F. Now you will have a seventh, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So you will have 7 letter names in alphabetical order. So the distance between A and G is going to be called a seventh. So you can have AG, or you can have CB. You can start on any key, any note. Just remember your letter names in alphabetical order. Now, and another interval is an octave. So A, B, C, D, E, F, G. After G, we go back to A again because we have only 7 notes that also represented by 7 letters. So A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A. So the distance from A to A will be called an eighth or an octave, or the C and C, or D and D, E and E. So that you will have the same letters 1 octave apart. This will be called an octave or an eighth. You can have different names. Now guys, let's talk about the seventh and an octave and see our keyboard and what we can do on the piano. So again, the seventh is when you have 7 letter names in alphabetical order involved. So you have C, B, for example, or you will have D, C, E, D is a seventh, F, E, G, F. These are all seventh. Now, what is an octave is C and C, D and D, E and E, F and F, G, G, A. So if you notice, they all have the same name. C, C, D, D, E, E, B, B, A, A. So these are all eighth or octaves. Let's play our short exercises that involve all the intervals that we have learned up to this point. So first let's do it with our right hand in a treble clef, starting on middle C. First I will play melodic intervals when we press the sounds one after another. C, D, C, E, C, F, C, G, C, A, C, B, C, C. Now let's play the same intervals, but in a harmonic way. You will press the sounds together at the same time. Second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, and octave or eighth. Let's do the same with our left hand in the bass clef. So you will go to the C below middle C, finger 5 on C below middle C, and first we will play melodic intervals, then we will play harmonic intervals. C, D, C, then harmonic intervals. Second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh octave. You can practice yourself. Before we start learning the song, let's look at it. You have 3/4 time signature. You will be counting on 1 and 2 and 3 and you have your eighth notes, quarter notes and half notes at the end of the song. You have your legato sign here. You have different chords in the accompaniment. You have C major chord and you have G seventh chord. In your left hand, in a broken way, you have bass, interval, interval, broken chords. You have different dynamic signs. You have piano, you have crescendo, you have forte, you have mezzo forte, moderately loud. You have ritardando at the very end, so slowing down. And you have fermata at the last measure, holding the notes longer. As always, I will play hands separately, counting 1 and 2 and 3 and 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 this was our right hand. Now let's look at our left hand, counting the same way. 1 and 2 and 3 and 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 1 and 2 3 and 1 and 2 and 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 3 and now we are ready to play with both hands. Together I will play the whole song counting. 1 and 2 and 3 and 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 Now it's time to play the whole song without counting, little bit faster. practice yourself. Now let's learn a new song. It's a famous tune by Brahms. It's called Lullaby. In this song you will have all the intervals that you have learned up to this point. You will have to look at what is going on before we play the song. So let's look at one hand at a time here. Let's see what we have, what note values we have and what symbols we have. So we have our eighth notes, dotted quarters, you have half notes, you have legato signs here, you have your rests here as well. You will be moving, so because you are using different intervals, you are moving your fingers, so depends on the distance between the keys. The whole song here is in 3/4, 3/4 notes per measure. The first measure is incomplete, you have one count. You have the remaining two counts at the very end in the last measure. So let's learn one hand at a time. You start on E, finger 1. I will count on 1 and 2 and 3 and 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 1 and 2 and. Now let's play the left hand the same way, counting 1 and 2 and 3 and 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 1 2 and 3 and. Now let's play with both hands. I will play counting 1 and 2 and 3 and 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 1 and 2 and 3 and. I will play the whole song faster with the pedal without counting.